Space 101.1 FM, KMGP, welcomes you to Broken, Alaska, the world's only improvised radio drama series. It's the holiday season in Broken, a time full of love, friendship, and religious tolerance. In an effort to be welcoming of all faiths, the residents of Broken decided years ago to rename the town's place of worship the Churnagosque. It's part church, part synagogue, and part mosque, and all are welcome here. Father Francis O'Bean delights in learning about faith around the world and never fails to have bits of wisdom from even the most little-known religious sects sprinkled in his sermons. Father Francis considers the holiday service the crown jewel of his worship year and never fails to impress the town with a feeling of harmony and peace. Let's join Father Francis in his study in the rectory to see what he has planned for this year.
Dear Lord, thank you for putting me here in this rectory and all the support of this town, and help me to do a good job with Kwanukkamas and deliver a sermon that will inspire this community for what it really is. It's warmer in here today than it's ever been. Oh, this new wood stove is so nice. The work they've done on this old tool shed has turned it really into a rectory for me. I think it's so cool the way they put the sign out front that says rectory, even though they capitalized every other letter. But that's how clever this town is. Dear Lord, and the furniture in here is amazing. I don't know how they kept this desk together, all made of antlers and rope and driftwood and bits of old nails. Just so cool. You know, the Churnagosque itself, I've heard stories about how this was so many different churches over the years, and then it was a store, and at one time I guess they even had the front cut out and repaired cars in here. There's still some oil stains in the floor. Gives it such character. So the sermon, I want to figure out a way to include everyone. And the Queen of the Gulls is docked, so I know some people are going to come from that, so I really need to know that I can include everyone. It would be so nice. I think I'll tell a story about the trees. Come on in. Good morning, Sheriff Jim.
Good morning, Father. I was just passing by. About this time of year, I walk around town and make sure people have covered their spigots with those styrofoam things you get at Home.
Yes,
at Home Depot.
So the water, water faucets don't freeze.
Oh, you know, it's prevention, my friend.
Yes, and the pipes burst. What an awful mess that would be.
That's what it is. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yes.
And then I got to thinking, Father, it's been about 30 years since my last confession. So if you had a couple minutes.
Well, of course I do.
I always get sentimental around the holidays.
No, you Catholic, lad.
Raised Catholic. I like to consider myself recovering Catholic.
Well, that's a humorous way.
Oh, it's a joke.
I'm a bit of a recovering Catholic myself.
Yeah, I tell it at the station to myself occasionally. Anyways, Father, are you able to take my confession?
Well, of course, I'll make time for you.
All right. So I went off for some training in Fairbanks, as you know.
Well, yes.
That's where we met the 46-pound Siamese law enforcement cat.
Oh, yes. Yes. Sort of your version of the K9 for Broken.
So there was the gal whose cat it was, the foster parent. I kind of had a crush on her, and she's married, and as a, 10 Commandments follower most of my life, except college and then that 20-year span. But you know what I'm saying.
Well, traditionally that is a sin, you know.
Yes. So I just wanted to get that out on the table, so to speak.
But you just had a crush, that's it.
Yeah, there was no actionable.
Well, you know, it's temptations. Everybody has temptations, Sheriff. You know that.
Well, thank you. This time of year too, with the eggnog and the fancy cookies.
But if you didn't act on it, that's what made you a good person.
Okay.
You faced the temptations, which everybody has. And you
really?
decided not to.
So you think she might have temptations for me?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm sure she has temptations.
Well, because every 3 or 6 months, I'm supposed to go back to Fairbanks with the cat. Kind of like, you get a piece of technology, you got to take it back and have the engineers fine-tune it.
Oh, so that's the crux of this.
Yeah.
That you think you're going to go back and you may not know.
Well, go back and she, she's...
Well, I'd focus on what would bring you the longest-term joy in your life, Jim. And I think I'm hearing you say it would be to pursue the path that's right.
Okay, well, that's maybe next week we'll get together and define what right is.
Anyways,
I have this whole bag of styrofoam things to put on the spigots, so I thought I'd get back to that.
All right, you go ahead and do that. That's a noble job.
You take care of things here.
I certainly will.
I'll make sure I rattle the doors every night like I've been doing for a lot of years. Make sure nobody gets in here uninvited, even though we invite everyone.
You know I sleep better after I hear the rattling on the door.
Thank you, Father. Bless you.
Good day. I remember stories about before he did that, and when we had a few floods in town from the frozen pipes freezing inside the house and bursting.
Hey, man, am I, like, interrupting anything?
Well, I was working on the Kwanukkamas sermon, but go ahead, Johnny.
Well, how do I do this? Do I, like, salute the spirits of the old tools, or what?
Well, that would be pretty special. There's still the old shaft, the line shaft in here that used to run the lathe and the drill press.
Right.
So you can salute that.
I salute the spirit of the craftsmanship that propelled that lathe to do whatever it did.
That is very beautiful.
Well, thank you. I worked minutes on that. Anyway, well, I have a confession. I don't know what to do for Connie this holiday season. She's away in Anchorage. We are having a divergence of opinion on my path here in the media.
Bit of a spot have you had?
A bit, yeah. Yeah, it's like that. And I'm trying to think of a way to make it right with her, and I don't know what to do.
Could I ask what the spot was about?
With Connie, man, I want her around. I need her around. She keeps me grounded here in this town. There's something of sunlight about her that I love, and I'm not entirely sure I bring the same sunlight back to her. My apologies to the lathe and to the remains of the lift that used to animate the cars that go up and down.
Will you bring light into my life, Johnny?
Well, thank you.
And I bet you do for Connie, too.
I hope so. But she broke my Wolfman Jack collector's plate in a fit of rage, so I'm not sure.
Well, I know you love the Wolfman a lot.
Wolfman, he would be the fourth member of the Trinity for me.
Well, I'll have to remember the Wolfman for you in one of my next sermons.
Please do. He brought the world such joy, and all he had to do was howl into a microphone.
Do you howl into the radio, Johnny?
At midnight, but that's only to keep certain people awake who need to be awake. And when I miss Connie.
Well, maybe instead of Hail Marys for your confession, I'd give you 7 times a howling into a microphone for Connie.
Thank you, Father Francis. Thank you to the spirits of these tools.
Amen. Bye, Johnny. You have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow night at the Kwanukkamas. What a delightful lad. I just love his radio program. Well, I better get up to my sermon here. I've got so much to do. I wonder how long it should be. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Hello?
Good afternoon, Father.
Well, hello, Heather.
Wow, it is nice and warm in here today, and it is looking good.
Isn't it toasty? I have a whole pile of wood outside, too. All compliments to George and Carlos chopping wood for me.
Carlos is so talented, and I know it's a little early, but as you know, my mother collected rosary beads. And before my dad passed, he gave me the entire collection, and I've been going through some stuff in his storage, and, well, here, I would like you to have this set of rosary beads that glow in the dark.
Oh, that's so delightful, Heather. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so cool. And the fact they're glow in the dark. You know, sometimes the electricity isn't really dependable, so the generator's a little dim, so those glowing beads on me desk in the rectory here, there'll be enough light for me to work at night.
Yes, well, your light is all over this town, but I did come here to confess.
Oh, you did?
If you have a moment.
Well, here, let me just put this away for a second and lay the pen down so I'm not distracted for you.
I know it's a busy time for you, but something's been weighing on me, and before we celebrate this wonderful time of year, I have feelings for a man who likes to travel. It's hard for me to say. It's the mayor.
The mayor?
Yeah.
Well, I did not know that.
Well, he cares so much about this town, and every time I talk to him on the phone, it just brings me closer to him. And I know he's away a lot, but he cares so much. And I know someday when he comes back here, he's going to realize he feels the same way. But I don't know what to do now, Father. What do I do now while he's away?
Well, I didn't realize you were talking to him, Oda. But keep in mind, I'll keep this confidential because it is during a confession. But the rest of the town is very curious about the mayor's whereabouts.
It's just a midnight call, just once every couple of months. I don't talk to him a lot. He just recommends things for me to do with the money shifting. Anyway, we're here to talk about my feelings, not about the town's money.
Oh, yes, and keep in mind I'm not going to ask you where he is or about the money, because that would not be appropriate, even though I'm a bit curious,
Well, we're all a bit curious about the mayor.
But go on about yourself, because that's really what I need to listen to.
Well, I just want to be able to be happy with myself while he's not here, and I miss him so much.
Do you think he'll be coming back soon?
Well, that's tough to say. He does enjoy the warm weather a little better than the cold here in Broken, but he cares so much about this town, and I know he's going to come back eventually.
Well, I'll trust you right.
So is there any prayers you can recommend that'll keep me together?
Well, in your case, I think probably the Hail Marys would be the most choice, because it brings you back to your roots and your Catholicism and the things of your mom. So say 7 Hail Marys, and maybe buy yourself something from LL Bean too.
Oh, thank you, Father. I could use a new muckluck. That would be lovely.
I think that would be healing between the two things.
I'm feeling better already. Thank you so much, Father, and I'll see you at the service.
Thank you, Heather. Whew, looks like I better get back to the sermon. So, let's see, what was I thinking? The trees and the forest and the... Hello? Well, hello, Mr. Larson.
I'll be knowing what you're doing here, Father, for the longest.
What's that again?
Well, you're taking the confessions of the local folk and I haven't come once at all.
Well, yes, I'll take confession. I'll here, just let me put some stuff a little in my drawer so it doesn't distract me during this. Because I was working on some stuff for tomorrow, but I want to give you my full attention since this is your first.
I love that. Thank you very much, Father. I've got myself into a bit of a caca.
Well, you have.
A real monta munta fata shata.
Oh, well, that sounds like a devilish thing,
Well, that's just a word I made up. I walk along the ship at night, as a security guard for the Mosi Boshi Toy Boshi Company. And I've had a bit of a problem, Father, and for the months I've been thinking about it, and I've want to come and talk to you because last night I saw the Aurora Borealis.
The lights in the sky, the northern lights as they're called, too.
It made me feel a moment of spiritual.
Oh, they're very... In fact, it's still a mystery where they come from, I believe that it could... Well, some people say aliens, and I'm not doubting nothing. But then that's me. Go ahead with you, Lars.
Oh, yes. Well, Father, I think it's just electromagnetic spectral radiation interfering with the light pattern in the sky, but that's just me. Anyway, I want to talk to you about a caca. I have a quandary because the Mototoya Boshi Boshi Company pays me quite well, and I walk around on the former fish processing boat at night, and I'm quite well paid, and on many nights, Father, maybe I take quite a long nap.
Well, you do. A good rest you take sometimes on a paid time.
I do, yeah. Exactly, Father. Now I'm a little concerned about that.
And you don't punch out.
It's not that sort of, I think they trust me to show up and do my job. They just, it's a direct deposit, and it comes every 2 weeks, and I'm concerned.
Well, you should be. So 2 questions. So what are you going to do about doing it different?
Well, Father, I quite like the long nap. So maybe I should ask another way. It seems that they've forgotten that I'm on the payroll, Father. No one's down there but me, and the fishing processing company's been closed for months and months and months.
Well, I was going to say there's nothing been stolen because there's nothing there anymore.
Oh, I know, but so I'm being paid for doing nothing but napping?
Yeah, well, that in some people's definition, that would be an awesome job.
Oh, it is an awesome job, isn't it?
It is an awesome job.
Oh.
You get to water the docks and see the Aurora Borealis.
Do you have an obligation to them to maybe say, have you forgotten I'm on the payroll?
Well, I think they'd remember because they got the direct deposit. every other week, as you said.
Oh, it's not quite the caca I thought it was.
It's maybe it's not. I think we've made a discovery.
Oh, I believe you're right. The aurora borealis was the way to go. I can just go watch it.
Maybe instead of some naps, if you'd feel more diligent about it, you could study the night sky more.
Oh, I think maybe. Okay, I'll do that, Father.
Have you ever seen Orion's belt and picked it out of the sky,
I
the
don't
individual stars, and read their history? You could do that, you know.
Thank you, Father. You've really been You've been a great help.
Absolutely, Lars. And maybe one night I'll get up late when I can't sleep and I've got some work to do, and I'll come wander down and I won't wake you if you're napping, but if you're not, we'll watch the Northern Lights together.
Oh, I'd love that, Father. This is the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lars. Have a good day. All right, back out of the dust drawer for this for me. Oops, hello?
Oh, hello, Father. How are you?
Hello, Louise.
I'm sorry to be back so soon. I try not to come more than once in one day, but I'm so stressed out. I needed to talk to you right away.
Well, you are my most regular confessionist
I know,
of the
I
church.
know.
And I delight in just hearing your voice. It's just so sweet. you know.
Oh, merci, Father. C'est very nice of you. But let's get to the point, eh? So, I don't know if you got your secret Santa assignment,
I did.
but I did too. And don't tell me who you got. I like the surprise.
Well, it wouldn't be a secret if I told you now, would it? And I'm good at keeping secrets most of the time.
Yes, I trust you very much. And Secret Santa, it's always a little weird, a little bizarre over here. I think last year I got some pickled something that's growing some weird tentacles. Anyway, this year, I don't know if I can participate. It's supposed to be this happy, giving thing, and I have received my arch nemesis.
Oh, I can guess who it is. If you want to tell me, you can. If you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. But I'd really like to know.
Oh, Father, if you promise you won't tell anyone.
Well, of course I won't.
I try to keep my feelings under wrap. I don't think anyone knows I hate her. It's Rose.
It's Rose. Well, you have a right to your opinion. I'm not going to try and change it, Louise.
Oh, well, I've just been thinking long and hard about what I can get her. And all these ideas have come to mind. I thought maybe I'll write a really bad review on her Yelp page.
That would certainly be a secret Santa surprise.
I know. I was really proud of that one. Or maybe I was thinking getting her, like, a book on how to make a good coffee. Bien sûr! I tried hers once and I spat it right out. And I don't want to be a patron of her business anyway. Anyway, all I can think are these ways to sabotage her with my gift. And I know that is not the Christmas spirit, but it's all I can think of.
Well, it's not really the spirit of the season. Did Rose do something to you that...
There's many little things that add up. It is just her air. Just the way she walks around town all, I'm Rose, I'm so perfect. But she is not at all.
Well, she did come from California.
Yeah,
so she has
I know.
different customs, and she does push the buttons of a lot of people in town.
So-
Not me included. I think she's a sweetheart, but...
Well, you're kind of saying you agree that maybe I should sabotage her with my little gift, eh?
Well, it is your gift. Maybe find something you think Rose would like that you wouldn't.
Oh, you are so smart. I would never think of that.
It would be a stretch for you, Louise.
It will be difficult. I will think about it. I still think I will sabotage her. But I will see you tomorrow.
I look forward to what you do.
Okay. À demain. Au revoir.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Merci. Bye.
All right. Let's see. We've got... let's see. The spirits in the trees,
Father,
Hello.
'tis I, Denise.
Well, Denise.
I'm in a bit of a hurry, but I have a huge confession to make.
Oh, all right, that's fine. And a hurry's good because I'm in a bit of a hurry myself. But
how
take
funny.
your time, Denise. I didn't mean to say it that way.
That's okay. So they've asked me to make eggnog for the holiday party, but
Yes.
I couldn't find any milk last night.
Oh, so even from the moose or caribou?
Well, that's what I thought, but then I got scared looking outside and it was so dark. So the only thing I had was my Pugsy, my Pugsy. So I milked it, and I used it as milk for the eggnog. Is that bad?
Well, you know, I've never tried Poxy milk before. I'm not really sure what to tell you.
Just maybe don't tell anyone. It really doesn't taste bad, and if you add enough cinnamon, you can't even taste the fur.
Well, if you tried it and you like it, then I mean, you wouldn't be the first one to do unusual things in this town with the food, you know.
Okay.
Because, you know, George makes his stuff with a possum that he kills with his truck. And then there's always Rose with her California weird food, you know, like she did at the progressive dinner last time.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
So I think some Pugsy milk in the eggnog will be just fine, lass.
Excellent, I should make another batch then.
You should do it. But be careful with poor Pugsy, we wouldn't want to overdo it.
Oh, Pugsy loves it. It's quite relaxing for him. Or her, not sure. Okay, I better get going. I'll see you later.
We'll see you later, Denise.
Bye-bye.
Okay, goodbye. Whew. Good, if another person comes in here. I don't know if I can hold myself together. I've got to get this sermon done. All right, so there's the spirit in the trees and the... Oh, for Pete's sakes. Hello, come on in.
Hello, Father.
Oh, hello, Bert.
This is a bit uncomfortable for me, because, as you know, I'm Jewish, and so I've never done confession before, but there's something from my past that has come back to bite me, and I need to talk to you about it.
Absolutely, Bert.
Even though I'm Jewish, this is strictly in confidence, right?
Absolutely in confidence.
It goes back to when I was a rookie copper back in London. We were working on a series, what we call a series. It's like a series of crimes.
Oh, that must have been tough.
Well, it was a series of murders, rather gruesome murders, and, well, my partner, we had a suspect. We knew it was him, but there wasn't enough evidence, and so my partner planted some evidence that got him convicted.
Well, I could see where that would weigh heavy on the soul, Bert.
I know he was guilty. I didn't want him to go free, but I didn't feel right about it, and so I told my inspector about what he'd done. He got kicked off the force. The murderer went free and committed so many more horrible acts.
Well, this is the opposite of the confession I thought you were going to give me, Bert.
I told you it was tough, and I feel responsible. If I just had kept my mouth shut, he would have been behind bars all these years.
It is always a problem to choose between two rights. You would have been right to let him go because you knew he was guilty, and it would have been right to do what you did.
I've never thought about it that way, but that does make sense.
Are you afraid he'll find you, Bert?
I'm not worried about me, Father. I'm worried about the people in this town. I'm worried he'll show up here.
Well, let's keep an eye on this, Bert, you and I together, but let's keep it a secret from the rest of the town for right now.
I told Brick, and I told Mark. You three are the only one I trust. I'd tell Rose too, but I don't want to panic her.
I could tell that little lass would be scared if she knew. So I think this is something the four of us, maybe after the holidays, a plan would be good.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Bert. All right, now the lost. For the love of God, oh... Yes, hello.
Hey, Father.
George!
You know, I don't normally come to you to air my problems, but Father Francis, I don't think I'm going to be able to help out this winter.
Well, you know that you became a real pal of mine here, and all the help you do in the Churnagosque is so appreciated.
Father, I didn't make as much money this year as I thought I would buying all those Usiks, and the natives have been coming down trying to sell me all their wares, and, you know, they make beautiful stuff, but I depleted all my funds.
Well, I understand that too, George. You know, me coming here to Broken, I became a very poor man too. Poor in money, but rich in the spirit of this town, you know. And, you know, I've got to get back to the service for the Kwanukkamas service tomorrow, and you'll be there, won't you, George?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. I definitely will. Okay, Father, thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, if not before.
Hi, Father Francis.
Hello, Mark.
How are you?
Well, a bit busy, but
but
that's okay. Okay,
no,
go ahead, Mark.
I know. I just wanted to come here to give you something.
No way.
Yes, indeed. You were really helpful to me a few weeks ago, and I thought about it, and I'm going to give you an early Christmas present.
Well, thank you, Mark.
Because you know how Pugsy's been running around biting everyone?
Uh-huh.
Well, Pugsy and we had a talk.
Oh, and you were so gifted with the animals too, Mark.
And Pugsy has agreed not to bite you anymore.
Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Well, then, Pugsy, and of course you are welcome any time in the rectory.
Well, thank you. And before I go, because I know you have to get back to work on the sermon, but if you could, just keep me in mind, this is it's a lonely time of year, especially around the holidays.
Well, it's lonely, but never forget, you've got all the people here.
Yeah, I find that when one particular person leaves a room, I keep looking back at the door she went out of.
Well, that sounds very special, Mark.
It feels that way, but I don't want to do anything that would jeopardize a good friendship or cause any waves in the town.
When I was a lad in Ireland, I had a girl that I had a special friendship with.
Oh?
And I know how that was. And I still miss her to this day, even though we were never romantic.
Anyway, you have a sermon to write, and I've got a party to get to, and you, I hope, are going to be there.
I'll be there later, but I could to finish this, to be ready for...
You finish up, and there will be a shot of Jameson's waiting for you.
Awesome, thank you, Mark. Oh, and back to work now, finally.
Will this crazy cascade of confessions continue, or will Father Francis finally finish his Kwanukkamas sermon? Find out when this Broken Alaska holiday special concludes. It was produced at the studios of Space 101.1 FM and starred Craig Nelson as Father Francis, Michael Crowley as Mark and Johnny 99, Julie Bragg as Heather and Mama Tootie, Charney Rose D'Andrea as Denise, Lisa Kaufman as Louise, Carrie Aguila as Rose, Don Taylor as Sheriff Jim, Paul Einhorn as Brick, George Birch Wirtz as George, Kevin Trawick as Lars Larsenson, Mike Fuller as Bert, and the announcer. It was directed by Carrie Aguila from an idea by Carrie Aguila. Music by Audionautics.com.